All right, now I'm going to show you some useful brush function entities, which you'll probably use a lot in your levels as well. And you can explore some of the other function entities, but let's look at the func breakable. And at the same time, we'll just go through glass, which you probably want to create some windows at some point. So let's go ahead and create a new simple room. There it is. Get ourselves all situated. And let's create a little wall with some windows and make a little shooting range for ourselves. Top view here. Let's shrink down our grid. And let's create a nice wall right across, 16 units or so, sure. All right. Not all the way into our floor and ceiling. Just want something that goes. Now we could certainly go to the ceiling if we want, but put it in between. Change from our block light, which we don't want anymore. And just get some kind of wall texture that we like. There's a lot of wall textures. Concrete wall, sure. Apply that. Create our object. All right, and we're going to create some windows in there. So we could carve. Might as well. Simple carving. And let's create a couple windows. These we don't want to go all the way to the ceiling. Quickly add them in there at some good heights. Just overdo it on the carving side. Alright, and let's duplicate a few windows. Something like that. And we'll grab 1, 2, 3. Our last one. And we're going to carve, the carve tool. We'll eat those guys. Oh. Let's do it one at a time. Carve. And carve. Shrink down our units. Glass is really thin. You might know that. And we will use one of the tool textures we just discussed. Let's see. Let's get rid of these guys. Select this guy. Browse to our tools textures. No draw. Glass is clear. No, I'm just kidding. We will add a texture to it, but we only need to really apply that texture to one of the sides. There's no need to apply it to both. So in our newfound basic optimization skills, we will simply place these no draw textures throughout our windows here to start. Shift drag. Whoop. Shift drag our last little window here into its spot. Okay. And here we stand. We're going to open up our face edit sheet. Grab just these first 3 faces. Browse. Glass. Sounds simple enough. We got a bunch of different glass textures with some holes and shots and decals and stuff, which we can put on later. Right now, we're going to go all the way down here to our glass window break and glass window break B, basically. And let's just pick A here, 70. We also have some other cool broken glass textures, but these window break textures are where we want to start. So apply those guys. You'll see actually kind of looks like glass. It's got a little bit of tint to it. And we're not going to draw the rear. There's no need to. From the other side, you'll just see straight through it. And then we're going to tie these brushes to some function entities. And that function entity, we'll try a couple, is simply breakable. Make this object breakable. So we'll click to tie to an entity, change to a func underscore breakable, and apply. Get this little sphere in there to tell you that it is a function entity. We can select our second one, tie it to an entity, call it func underscore breakable underscore surface, a breakable surface. These are quite fun for glass. Breakable, just before I get too far into this, a func breakable can actually be applied to many different objects. Why don't we actually change our window here? Let's change it up on you. To be another space. We'll actually we'll fill the gap back up with the concrete. So it'll actually look like, after we change our texture, grab it there, texture it, browse. We'll go back to our concrete. I can't remember exactly what concrete we picked, to tell you the truth. We just kind of scrolled down and chose one. So concrete wall, I think it was one of those. And we could align the textures all together. Well, I don't think it's the same texture, but we could align them together if you wanted to blend in, which you probably would if we're going to do what we're going to do. And now we have a Funk breakable, a Funk breakable surface, both textured with glass with no draw on the back. We could also give no draw to this guy if we want. We're going to tie him, though, also to a Funk underscore breakable. And take a look at the different options we have. Now we can name it. Naming will be more important as we get into our inputs and outputs pretty darn soon. You also have a lot of other key values for parameters. So being a breakable object, one of the key values you're looking for are gibs. Gibs are smaller pieces of an object that are the pieces that break apart once you are able to break it. So gib model, there is the ability to change what the gibs are. You're going to change what type it is, material type. So in the case of these guys here, this first Funk breakable, we want glass. In our stone here, we're going to change it simply to cinder block or rock. Let's say cinder block. Apply that. We also have the strength of the wall itself. So glass is going to shatter really easily, but maybe the stone we don't want to just shatter when you shoot it one time or when it gets a little bit of damage. So let's say it's going to take 80 points of damage to hurt it, and you can choose how destructive it is with the different radius settings when it actually blows up. Let's take a look at our breakable surface. You have really similar materials. So we have material type glass. We could also change to our different materials. You can set up a bunch of different windows, different areas, and try the different material types. The health, again, how much damage it's going to take before it blows up or breaks apart or shatters, as we'll see. The direction the gibs are going to fly, random direction, or you can actually choose to have them relative to the attack. So if I'm firing at it, the gibs are going to explode away from it. A little more stressful, but have some good effects. Pressure delays, colors, effects, fragility. Take a look at most of these guys. Surface type, that's actually how it's going to, when you run into it, when there's sounds and stuff, how they're going to be applied, if it sounds like glass, if it sounds like tile. Definitely experiment with all those, but let's just get a quick overview here. So, Funk breakable, breakable surface, breakable but stone. Let's give ourselves a good weapon. Entities, weapon. I'm just loving that 357. Yeah, but we've used it several times. How about pistol? Give ourselves a pistol. Might need some ammo, depending on how much we have to shoot these things. We ran out last time. Ammo underscore. We could just click here if you're not sure which one you want to find. We want pistol ammo. And we're just going to give ourselves a bunch of pistol ammo. All right. Save our map. Let's save it as Oasis underscore breakable glass. A lot more than glass is breakable, just to stress that. You can break a lot of things. Basically, you can break anything. So that's save. Let's run it. You don't want your breakable objects to overlap with any world brush geometry. If they do, you'd likely see them shatter as soon as you start the map. All right, we got our pistol. Shoot our wall. Just going to shoot. Let's shoot our glass Funk breakable. Oh, got our glass chunks. Now, those chunks you can change depending on the material type. They'll actually look like stone or wood or whatever. It's even possible to make your own custom gibs, which you might want to check out one of our other Noesis DVDs about creating custom props for that. There you go. Pretty darn cool. You got your surface breakable. It's not aligned perfectly, but keep shooting it. Keep breaking it. Actually jump through it and kind of cause different areas to break. And we have our stone with our misaligned texture, but shoot it. Doesn't seem to do anything. No big deal. If I didn't know that that was a breakable wall, I wouldn't keep shooting it. Yeah, no, there it goes. Takes a lot to do 60 damage, apparently, with the pistol, but once it reaches that 60 damage, you saw the stone rocks go up there. You can actually adjust what those are. That's kind of fun, though. the difference again. Might have wanted that 357 just to make this happen a little quicker, but pretty darn cool. Ready? It's going to break soon, I think. There it goes. With these gibs. And now I can jump through that area that I couldn't have jumped through before. And even with the no draw texture on the other side, I still have texture there. Func breakables. Pretty darn fun. Keep checking out the rest of the function entities. There's quite a lot of good ones, and we'll probably hit a few more as we go.